road to moral panic. Rational concern becomes irrational fear. Fear. Moral panic is defined as public anxiety or alarm in response to a perceived threat to the moral standards of society. Perceived threat. The road to moral panic has several stops. The first is concern. This concern, divided at first, spreads from person to person, amplified by cultural force, until rational concern becomes irrational. Fear becomes irrational. Fear. People come to believe something terrible is happening. Something they cannot see, that they can't control. It has come for others. It will come for them.
Won't somebody please think of the children?
Whether or not the threat is real, the response certainly is. And it is often excessive. Ask yourself, what's more terrifying? Ask yourself, what's more terrifying? What's more terrifying? Fear. Or the frightened. Ask yourself. Fear. Or the frightened.
Hey, man.
Forced
I'm here with the amazing cast of Star Guards Volume 3 streaming September 23rd. Guys, congratulations. What a wild ride.
Thank you, Dr. Mario.
All right. Brett, Miranda, you two are certainly no strangers to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, you guys were introduced all the way back in the second end credit scene of Dr. Hammer Open Sesame.
Yes.
Thank you.
But Lugnut, this is your Marvel debut, playing, of course, Shuck the Destructor. What's it like transitioning to the silver screen after your forced retirement from decades of wrestling?
They wanted to 3D scan me for the CGI. Instead, I accidentally got an MRI. They do not tell you you can't have a bullet in your head for those. Basically scrambled my brain like an egg, but I'm fine now.
Okay.
Penis piercing got pulled off.
Wow. So this next question is for Brett. So Captain Quasar is known for his famous one-liners. Did any of your, wacky improv make it into the film?
Yeah, actually.
Where's the little armadillo that drives the spaceship?
What?
No, I think he's just talking about Axel.
Axel's CGI, Lugnut. He's not a real armadillo.
I know it's not real, it's acting. But where's the armadillo that plays him?
Well, this next one's for all of you. What was it like working with the Robert Donkey Sr. in his final film before he got decapitated by a big clock?
Well, sorry, do you mind if I take this one?
I never met the guy. I heard he was stingy. Unfortunately, I got lost and never made it to any of the shoots. They had to AI me into the film. They made my head too small. I'm worried they'll say I was difficult to work with because I put a director in the refrigerator and a producer in the microwave. They would not let me take my trailer home at night. Eventually they let me have it, but unfortunately I got it stuck on a train track. I had a very valuable laptop in there with some amateur pet photography. One time a rhesus monkey pulled a piece of poop out of my butt in Afghanistan. Got his little fist stuck in there like the coconut trap. Those little guys do not taste like the peanut butter cup.
All right. How about we just react to a couple of X's a few fans X'd on X?
Please.
Yeah.
Can we wrap this up? I got a poison dart frog in my hands right now. I was saving him in my pocket for the after party, but I thought it was my beeper going off and I grabbed the shit out of him. The high is subtler than you'd think, but I'm having a heart attack.
Oh God. Do we need to?
No, please. What's your next question?
Are you sure?
It's fine. Just make it quick.
Okay. Well, at SoundingHound43 asks, another Marvel movie. Aren't those getting old? Hashtag fell off. Hashtag sounding. Of course, I disagree, but what do you have to say to these Marvel haters on what makes Starguards Volume 3 special?
I got this one, Marimba. I'd say this Sunday, when I face off against Hulk Hogan in the ring, I'm gonna smack the bleach
Lugnut.
clean out of his Fu Manchu
Lugnut.
and win back my veiny red girlfriend.
Lugnut.
The what?
It's not the 90s anymore.
No.
Remember 9/11?
Oh,
He should be fine now.
oh. If only I were on those planes, I would have crashed them into something much smaller.
Hello, everybody. Am I audible? Hopefully I'm audible. Yeah, where's the armadillo? Where's the armadillo? Oh, I should move my thing there. That's not a good placement. Let me see. But yeah, where's the armadillo that drives the spaceship? It's fucking great. Good stuff, man. That's the channel is called Wizards with Guns. Previously I've showed a video of theirs where they had like a Jordan Peterson on Joe Rogan's show skit that they did that was pretty funny, except it was Jordan Peterson was all about like basically just wizards and shit, like actually talking about wizard shit. There we go. Hello everybody. Welcome to the new channel name. If you haven't noticed, it's now called Dane AF. It's been that way for like a few days or something, but like, yeah, I went ahead and pulled the trigger on that just because, you know, as the modern audience becomes a thing, we have specific focus over there, somewhat, at least so far. Over here, I want to be able to just do whatever the hell I want to do. Because I mean, I'll be perfectly frank with you here. I don't believe my channel's growing anymore. I don't believe, and I'm not upset about that. I've fucking hit 8K, and that's far more than I ever thought I would hit. I mean, let me make sure that I'm able to be heard real quick. Big Jerry, can you let me know if you're hearing me? Somebody, anybody. Hello. Am I audible? It seems like I am. I can see my my little meters moving. So, all right, I'm gonna go with it. Anyway, okay, cool. Thanks, Screwface. What's up, man? So yeah, you know, this would just be kind of a place for me to vent my thoughts and things that don't fit in with the planned programming of the modern audience, and then you know, because like I never really loved the idea when I started out of like being the center of the focus of attention. I wanted to, you know, even if I was putting content out there, I didn't want me to be the thing, right? Like I just wanted to be like a delivery mechanism for stuff. And that's why, you know, I mean, I enjoy far more working with other people to create content than I do just doing it by myself. Give me 1 second. Thank you, baby. Thank you. I love you. Yeah. Thank you. Let me see. So I'm gonna play this thing real quick while I am drinking some water. I'll be right back.
Black character is a better character? Black Panther or Miles Morales?
Black Panther.
Black Panther or Storm?
Storm.
Storm or Blade?
Storm.
Storm or Luke Cage?
Storm.
Storm or Icon?
Storm.
Storm or Blue Marvel?
Storm.
Storm or Valzad?
Storm.
Storm or Monica Rambeau?
Storm.
Storm or War Machine?
Storm.
Storm or Jon Stewart?
Storm.
Storm or Static?
Storm.
Storm or Cyborg?
Storm.
Storm or Falcon?
Storm.
Storm or Black Lightning?
Storm.
Storm or Vixen?
Storm.
Storm or Nubia?
Storm.
Storm or Bishop?
Storm.
Storm or Misty Knight?
Storm.
Storm or Rocket, DC?
That's a tough one. I think I have to go to Storm.
Would you say Storm is the best written African American or black comic book character of all time?
Yes, she is.
Comment what you think.
I just freaking love that clip, man. That guy cracks me up, and he's right in my opinion, obviously. I would 100% have gone on the same route with all of those answers. Yeah, I don't know, and I never really thought about it before. I mean, obviously, I known Storm was an awesome character for a long time, but like, I never, I don't think about it in terms of like, is she the best written African American character? And like as the question was posed, I'm thinking, I'm like, well, yeah, she kind of is. And especially if you've read anything, she was like already that probably in the 90s, but by the time Claremont was done with X-Men, he's already gotten her that point. But then, and more recently, Krakoan era, she leveled up like 3 levels. And then since then, she's leveled up another 3 levels in her solo series, the second one she's on now. It's crazy. So, as the stream title implies, by the way, go subscribe. Oh, I'm covering my own damn face now. Great, Dane. Oh, like the dog. That's funny. Here we go. Be sure to subscribe there, please. That is where the stuff will be happening. I'm really trying to pitch that little design there with the on my tip of my finger as the logo. I want to call it the modern audience booger. It's the booger logo. That's why I have it there on the end of my finger. It's dripping there. I think it's pretty great. But as I was saying, working with a couple other people, it's not all up to me anymore, and I like it that way. I don't like being racked with decisions about branding and crap and yeah, it just is. Anyway, what up, Garrett? Welcome and thank you, Will and Big Jerry. Cool. Anyway, yeah, Storm's awesome. You know who's not awesome? Tim Pool. Yeah, I hate to break it to you. Tim Pool's kind of a shitbag. But you know who's even more of a shitbag potentially? You let me know. Alex Jones. Which one, Tim Pool or Alex Jones? Which one's a bigger piece of shit? What do you think? In the meantime, let's check out this clip from Majority Report where they watched. So apparently Tim Pool has been in Austin for a couple of weeks or something. And Alex Jones stopped by his show while he was doing his recording or live stream or whatever. And Alex Jones seems to be a little bit inebriated.
That one question would be the first question.
Workers, you start
and
taxing
then
machines.
what? And then universal basic income? Yeah, it's not going to work.
That's what he's thinking about.
It is not going to work. That you are going to
made obsolete by our own creation.
Indeed. The argument.
Like, holy shit, man. He's very, very drunk there. Or maybe he's not. Maybe he's just a lightweight. I wouldn't be surprised if either one of those being true.
I'm gonna come back.
Come back whenever you want.
How long you in Austin?
Couple weeks.
Sure for
how long you in Austin? How long you in Austin? I agree. Let's do it. Let's do that. By the way, Bob, how long are you listening?
We're not here for it, but we're here during it. One of the reasons I came down here is I was going to be playing poker at the lodge, and then
I mean, you know, yeah, I guess it's all subjective, obviously, but like, what am I considering best written? Just the levels of characterization. Like, whenever you think about this character, how easy is it for you to imagine them, other than the superpowers and whatnot, to imagine a person, you know, with this level of characterization and layers and stuff like that. And Storm, yeah, I mean, holy shit. You know, as opposed to like the 90s X-Men cartoon, which they thankfully upgraded it in the new version. But like in that show, her entire personality was, over drama. And then also I'm claustrophobic. That's it. Yeah. Tim Pool goes, indeed. It's
You know, one of the reasons I came down here is I was going to be playing poker at the lodge, and then the state shut them down. I'm pissed about it.
What's weird was I texted you a week ago. Somebody texted me and said, hey, Tim's here, come on the show. I'm like, am I supposed to be on your show? Like, I don't know, but play poker. But
yeah. Well, we want to do a poker game with you and a few other people. Not so much about poker, but about having fun.
I'll say this, man. No Way Home did not hold up for me after a couple of watches. I think it relies heavily on it's honestly like, you know, kind of, this is gonna be my most chuddy probably movie opinion in a way, but like it's got a lot of distractions in it. It's got a lot of stuff that makes you think, oh, that's cool, instead of focusing on the fact that there's really like the plot is pretty, you know, stapled together with a shitty rusty stapler. And you know, I hate to say that because I mean, I love the movie. I do love it. It's got a special place in my heart. It's the first movie, I think. No, one of the first, definitely the biggest first movie that I saw in theaters after COVID and stuff had been going on. So it was like a big deal for me just to go sit in the theater again and enjoy that. But like, I'm never going to say it sucks. It doesn't suck. It's got a lot of great stuff in it. You know, it's got some great moments. It's got some great plot elements. I like the Aunt May stuff. As far as like, you know, her taking kind of the role of Uncle Ben in this universe, that I didn't see it coming. And whenever it hit me, I was like, oh my God, that's fantastic. You know what I mean? But yeah, other than that, just like, oh, look, it's Tobey Maguire. Oh, look, it's Norman Osborn from that other movie. It's that other guy from that other movie. Oh, multiverse shenanigans. Woo. Haha. And they're making jokes about Dr. Octopus's name and stuff like that. And it's just not distractions. That's not the right word. Just a lot of shiny objects that in place of something that could be a great, you know, or, you know, yeah, could have been a great plot. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't disagree with any of that. My thing is I have to see the movie as it is. I don't go, well, it was going to be something else, so I give it, you know, I grade it on a curve. I really don't do that. It's kind of, so to do that, all I can do is base it on the experience I have whenever I watch the movie. But I will say that this only further proves the subjectivity of films and art, is that when I first watched it, I thought it was fucking amazing. I didn't have a single doubt in my mind when I saw it. I enjoyed every moment of it, left the theater on a high. I was like, holy shit, that was great. And then successive watches, I'm just like, wow. Whenever you're not really super impressed by the Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire of it all anymore, you kind of like realize it's a bit silly. It's a bit kind of slapped together, huh? But Spider-Man 2 is not goated, actually. It is, and I've argued against this, against Turf Nation and Bob Chaos. We had a debate about the best comic book movie, superhero movie. And I think, you know, we didn't really have a winner. I wasn't, you know, there wasn't an objective winner, but subjectively, I think I won objectively. Okay. By the way, my movie pick was Avengers Endgame. And then Turf Nation, he lost so badly he quit doing YouTube. So, yeah. We'll get to my shirt in just a moment. The one that's in the title, I'm going to show you that. That's about
goofing off, and I think it'd be really fun to play a game.
I'm ready. But don't follow me at Real Life Shows on X, Infowars.com. We're getting shut down. We beat so many attacks, but finally we're shutting down like the middle of next month.
Wow.
It's gonna be insane what happens. People can, you know.
Yeah. So this is
oh my God. Can anyone guess what the first question I would be asking at this point is? I mean, you can get around.
Just alcohol?
Yeah, exactly.
How you doing, buddy?
Yeah. Hey, man. A little early to be drinking. You been drinking at all, or is it?
I started late though.
Okay.
I've had conversations like this with unfortunate people on the street. Indeed.
Yeah. So
The
this
fake
is it.
receiverships, the fake auctions, all of it's happening right now.
So what are you gonna do? You're launching a new thing, or what are you doing?
Yeah, auctions now. We're really fine.
All right. Well, are you leaving? Is that why you're saying all this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am exhausted, brother.
Well, it's good to have you.
Now this is 4 a.m. Unless you can do a table dance for me.
No.
He's
not on this table.
None of this. Yeah.
Maybe
no.
next time.
These things are probably like
Yeah,
$20.
it's really not going to withstand anybody.
Oh no, these are
standing on
okay.
it.
Well,
I mean,
my
they're
wife
not
over
good,
there.
but pull it
Maybe
off.
do a table dance.
Where's she?
Anyway,
You sound tired. You
I
sound
am
fun asleep.
extremely exhausted.
Have a nice rest, man.
Well, it's good having you, brother. Just come back whenever you
You
want.
go for hours, right?
Yeah, we're gonna go for another 2 hours.
I want to come back.
You are allowed. That is acceptable.
Here for 2 weeks?
Yes, sir.
Oh, please throw
Do not
up.
visit
I'll be
Real
sad.
Shows on X. Don't follow it.
Too late. They're there right now. Real Alex Jones on X. Did you get it?
But imagine a giant Joe Rogan pussy right up there. We're like, I mean, elevated,
like a jellyfish.
teleported up into Joe Rogan's vagina.
Let me explain this.
Yeah, please do.
So at the very beginning of this interview, remember the first thing Alex Jones says is something about Joe Rogan's supposed vagina. And what they're referring to is Joe Rogan said he was uncomfortable with having a wrestling match on the White House lawn while there's a war on because Joe thinks it would be a target for an Iranian strike. And
Oh, wait a second. Wait. Is that part true?
about Rogan?
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. They played a clip of Rogan saying like, "I'm
I
concerned."
mean,
about
honestly, every once in a while, Joe Rogan accidentally has a good take. But I mean, like at this point, dude, like to think that it matters what anybody like, what the taste, optics of the White House right now. Fuck, dude. Like, I would honestly kind of be a bit disappointed in them if they did not go ahead and do the most classless, most fucking, just craven, disgusting fucking thing they can choose to do. I don't know. Did Dane want to? No, that's not what I wanted to talk about. I mean, primarily, it's something I'm mentioning and showing for sure. But like, then we're gonna move on. Yeah. No, I'm still here. I'm still here, still doing content and stuff, just not regularly and not right now regularly. I'm kind of easing my way back into it. Okay. We'll be all right. You'll make it. I want to make a meme out of this real quick. Well, not right now, but like this shit right here. Where's it at? Where's the face he made?
Storm or Luke Cage?
Storm.
Storm or Icon?
Storm.
That right there.
Storm.
Storm or Icon?
Storm.
God damn it. It's hard to get. All right. Well, I'll do it later. But man, I fucking love that. Cracks me up every single time. He looks right at the camera and says Storm for the 5th time. All right. You guys want to see? So there's this guy who did January 6th. He's one of the guys who did January 6th. And like all these motherfuckers, they were pardoned, as you know. One of them, actually more than one of them, went on to commit new crimes. Several of them, like a larger amount per population size or group size than it would be normal, turned out to be sexual predators of children. I mean, so I mean, if you just grab like random, however many people that were pardoned, just grab that number of people from the general population, just randomly, there would be far fewer child predators than there are in the exact number of people that were pardoned for January 6th. It's weird. It's fucking weird. But here's this guy getting sentenced for some further crimes that he did. He was pardoned by Trump for January 6th, and then he went on to do, something. But here he is.
The term predator is the term that comes to mind when I think of this case. This is clearly predatory behavior that you've been convicted of. I've reviewed the case, I've listened to all the testimony at trial, and I've had an opportunity to think about and ponder, as I often do prior to sentencings, what the appropriate sentence is in this case. The only sentence that I think provides safety to the community and protects the community from your predatory behavior is a sentence as to count 1 of life in prison, as to count 2, 15 years, Florida Department of Corrections, as to count 3, 5 years, Florida Department of Corrections, as to count 4, 15 years, Florida Department of Corrections, as to count 5, 15 years, Florida Department of Corrections, and as to count 6, you were found not guilty. All these counts are to run concurrent, one with the other. As well, having reviewed the pertinent information, the court finds that you qualify as a sexual predator, and I'm going to designate you as such.
I love you, Seven. Love you, Dad. I'm sorry, man.
Maybe I'd make a meme out of that too. You know, we should really on the left here. He should be the new like our version of that crying girl from the 2016 election. Just like this fucking guy, just like what life in prison. Yeah, I mean, he shouldn't have been so apparently I don't know the details, but he harmed some goddamn children and fuck him. Yeah, I do have an opinion on the way they announce those sentences though. I feel like they should start with the lesser sentences first. You know what I mean? Like, because when you start with life in prison, okay, like I bet the guy didn't hear much of the rest after that. You know what I'm saying? Like you're thinking about, oh my God, I got life in prison. Oh my God, I'm life in prison. Fuck. And then he's saying all this other stuff. He could be, who knows what he's saying? You know, you're probably in that fucking reality is kind of warped for a moment. You're like, is this real life? Yeah, they're everywhere, man. They're not just, they're everywhere. I don't know. It's not, the thing is that it's not every country that has them in the highest offices of power. I don't think. I think we're kind of unique in that front. So yeah, the war's going great, guys. By the way, we're not going to talk about that much tonight, but it's going great. We're doing really well. Don't believe anything you hear. Okay. Oh yeah, shirt. I got this shirt. Everybody know who that is? It's the Phantom. I guess I should have made my screen big. Derp. The Phantom. Good stuff. So the part of this is kind of give you an idea of what this channel is going to be going forward as well. So it's going to be a bit of an archive. It's also going to be like whenever I want to, feel like it. I don't know. I'm going to maybe put out a video on something that I've talked about before in streams or something, or maybe even in a long ago video, but it's going to be it's going to be, just like more of a general audiences, general purposes video instead of like trying to, I think one of my main, if I critique myself, one of my main things that I was not doing well for a while was not thinking outside of my specific audience. And I think that partially limited my growth to a degree. But it's okay. So I want to make stuff that might maybe reach other people as well. Not that I'm trying to grow, but I mean, because I still think that I have insight into this stuff that should be understood by more people. And so, yeah, if they were rational, sane people that weren't just completely ideologically, algorithmically programmed to be anti-woke or whatever the fuck, they would go, oh wait, the history of the Phantom, the lore of the Phantom character disproves, or it makes, a lot of the shit that I believe seem silly, right? So I called it their primary lie. The primary lie being, you might want to guess. You might know what that is. That they can't create original characters. They're just using other characters that existed and then, putting a new character in their same costume or giving them the same powers or whatever. Legacy characters. They have a problem with legacy characters, chuds do. But the Phantom, you may know, the Phantom is, he has one foot in the previous version of comics characters that came before superheroes, and then he's got one foot in superheroes. So he's often considered the first superhero in a way. He's the first guy to, new legacy. He's the first guy to wear a domino mask. He's the first guy to wear his underwear outside of his pants. Very common superhero things that we've seen many, many times since then. And not only that, he was a legacy character right out of the gate. The first Phantom, I think, was maybe the 14th or 15th or 16th version. And this is in context of the lore. So when you meet the Phantom for the first time, he's not even the first Phantom, because the mantle has been passed down generation to generation for several generations. Yes, I mean, yeah. Look, you know what? I'm gonna answer that later. I'm trying to be better about answering random comments. I'll star that. I'll save it for later. Okay. So the Phantom, like I was saying, he's a literally legacy character right out of the gate. And when you consider the fact that superheroes, everything stemmed from him, you know what I mean? And obviously Superman is generally seen as like the first actual full superhero. And that's true because the Phantom didn't really have any powers. He had a couple of guns, and then he, knew how to do tricks and illusions to scare people and stuff like that. But he was called the Ghost Who Walks. You might have heard that about him, the Ghost Who Walks, because people were like, well, he's been around for hundreds of years. He can't possibly be a living man. He's been around for hundreds of years because he was a legacy character. And so nobody knew that he was passing the mantle down to his kids. Now, then you get into like the details of that mantle, and like the way that, like, whenever the new guy becomes the Phantom, he makes an oath that is like, I promise to dedicate my life to being the Phantom, also my kids' lives to being the Phantom. It's like, whoa, what? That's kind of messed up. You're like basically contracting your children into servitude to be this character. Anyway, so I was gonna get to it. Relax. No, it's fine. You can answer. So yeah, the Phantom. That is something I want to make a video about, and like just do like a brief, maybe 5 to 8 minute video that just kind of explores that context really quick. In and out, boop boop boop. I just have to get back in the habit of making scripted content again, which is harder than you think. Once you live stream a lot for a couple of years, man, it's like when I think about how I viewed content when I first started, like, okay, I got to sit down and write a script, and I've got to record that, and then I've got to edit it and everything. And then now I'm just like, oh, that seems so tedious. Why don't I just say things on a live stream? But when I started live streaming, I was really, really nervous about doing that and didn't think I could do it. So, brains are weird. People are weird. I'm weird. Anyway. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is this. I'm thinking that the Phantom thing will be a bit of an intro to the final AF video. And that will be, maybe I'll do it this way. So I'll put the final AF video on here. I think that's going to be a long one by kind of necessity. And then that'll have like an opening kind of a chapter about the Phantom, just to like set the tone of like this whole thing. And then, maybe I'll just like clip that, make it just a shorter video to put on the Modern Audience channel. I'll start a new series over there. Who knows? I'll have to talk to other people that, maybe running this channel with me. They're a bit prickly, those motherfuckers. No, I'm just kidding. They're great people. Hey, look at this guy. He's over there in that chat right now. Beep, beep. So Bob, what do you think about calling I really like this as a potential logo, the thing on the end of my finger there. I want to call it the Modern Audience Booger. What do you think? Please don't reject me live for all these people to see, please. Just kidding. You can reject it. Hmm? So does anybody know what's been going on with Afro-Man? Well, we're not going to get into that quite yet because it's probably going to take up most of the rest of the stream, but I just want to know if anybody's paid attention at all. Alternatively, does anybody know? No, he's not. He's coming up with a better name for it. Does anybody know what's been going on with Ben Shapiro's eyebrows? Wow. Well, so Ben Shapiro's eyebrows are the villains of the week. Okay. It's clearly becoming more evil. Look at that. It's more evil than you can just visually more evil. I mean, Screwface, yes, you're not wrong, but the details are so goddamn glorious that they bear learning. They're worth hearing. Like Bob of the Old Ways pointed this out to me, I think yesterday, where he was saying, "Hey, have you seen what's going on?" I was like, I'd heard the first part of it like a year ago or something. I had not followed up on it, and then I was like, "Holy shit!" Afro-Man is a legitimate, well, maybe not legitimate. He's a folk hero, is what he is. Apparently, there's some stuff that Bob pointed out. There's apparently some homophobia or transphobia that he said at some point in some of his content or whatever. But like, aside from that, we're gonna set that aside here. What he did here in response to these cops being evil, corrupt pieces of shit is nothing short of legendary and nothing short of folk hero status shit. Okay. So let's get to let's talk about Spider-Man some more. Okay. Spider-Man is the other hero of the week besides Afro-Man. Because that trailer looks phenomenal. You probably have noticed that it doesn't look anything like your average MCU film. It's what it comes off to me is like there was a specific eye towards it being cinematic looking rather than just because as much as I like the previous Spider-Man movies, although I obviously have criticism of especially No Way Home, but like they're movies. They don't come off as like, and I know this is like a arbitrary fucking snobby distinction, but I am able to make it at the same time as I recognize how arbitrary it is. It's not those aren't the most cinematic movies, right? Like they don't have a real cinema vibe to them. They don't like they just kind of they're more like movies, if that makes any sense. This trailer looks cinematic as fuck. Like every shot nearly in the trailer is something like, whoa, it just looks well staged, well lit, color grading, which people make videos about all the time. Marvel having shitty color grading. Things like that. It just looks fucking great. All these things that EFAP never, ever focuses on, it looks great. So I mean, when it opens with something like this, that's great. Just, I told my partner that I feel like he should be smoking a cigarette, like he's just like, oh God, like the Ben Affleck meme, she said. And I said, yes, just like that. You should be doing the Ben Affleck meme. Oh. I mean, they're not that one's not a good movie. I will say this: the visually, Amazing Spider-Man 2, the Spider-Man has never looked better than that movie. The swinging scenes, the costume, just everything is fucking great. And this trailer gives me the vibe that Sony's been kind of waiting, or maybe it's just the director. Was it Cretton? Maybe he's the one that was like, all right, if I'm directing Spider-Man, he's going to look a lot more similar to what he did in Amazing Spider-Man 2, because the costume is nearly the same thing. Have you noticed that? So it's like they got enough distance between them and that shitty sequel, and then they took the elements that worked really well in Amazing Spider-Man 2, which none of it was story. Just visually, it was fucking phenomenal though. No, you want me to tell you what I think is going to happen? I think that he's, because I think it's setting us up to think that he's going to get back with MJ. What's going to happen is she's going to be pissed at him. He's going to tell her, and he's going to assume that she's going to want to be with him, and she's going to fucking not want to be because he took her agency. He didn't let her, and he just made the choice for her. She's going to be fucking pissed, and she's not going to want to get back with him. However, he'll probably end up with, Sadie Sink's character, who maybe is Gwen Stacy, Spider-Gwen. I think she might be Spider-Gwen. I'll say that. That's who I think she is. So I think that it's going to be a bit of a heartbreak scenario that he's not going to end up with MJ because he's going to tell her, or she's going to find out what happened, and she's going to be like, I mean, when you think about MJ from the first couple movies and how like very independent minded she is, you think she's going to take this well? No, fuck no. That's what I want to see. Yeah, just Peter and Cindy, like you know what? Just make it a hard R movie and just like the most sexy fucking Marvel superhero movie ever, right? Like they've done violence. We got violence in Deadpool. Now let's get a real sexy one, where it's just softcore porn essentially. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Scene with the cops and the old lady in the vault. Yeah. Somebody's got some kind of powers. Yeah. Unclear. I've not found anyone that's able to provide or offers a very convincing theory about what that is. So we shall see. Yep. There's one shot that I liked a lot. I just went through and took some screenshots from the trailer. Obviously, there's this one. Like, obviously, this is the shot where it's like, oh, this is going to be a bit different. I think this is yeah. The tedium. If you listen on headphones or whatever, you can hear him sigh while he's doing that. It's just like, can you imagine being Spider-Man and you're so fucking just like, like, oh man, jaded with being Spider-Man, that as you're jumping off of a fucking skyscraper, you're just like, here we go again, who said Hulk remembers? Who said Hulk remembers at all? I didn't see any evidence of that. Wait, what? The comics? This isn't, what are you talking about? These are movies. These are not the same lore as comics at all. You can't, no. Who's whining about this shot? Why would anybody whine about this? You're talking about the Sentry. That's what you're talking about. That's not, I don't think that's Spider-Man. I think that was the Sentry for sure. That was the case with. But there's no reason to think that he knows that there's no reason to think that. Yeah, and One More Day is different than No Way Home. Yeah, the contexts are different. I mean, well, I will say that I don't think they managed to sneak in One More Day into No Way Home. The kind of the function of One More Day, they did that in No Way Home, which is why we're getting Brand New Day now. But yeah, the function is a similar thing. We gotta make everybody forget who he is and stuff, but they did not. But other than that, the details are I mean, they didn't hang out, but they've definitely teamed up, and then Banner and Parker have being science guys. They've interacted a few times. You want to know my theories, by the way? Yeah, I don't think he did. Yeah, well, right, exactly. Thank you. How would he remember who Peter Parker is when they never met? He has no idea. Anyway, I got some theories. Here's my theories. One, that it's Gwen. Sadie Sink is Gwen. That's one of the reasons I think they're keeping it so secret, is because they don't want us to give away. Don't want us to be like, oh God, they're doing Gwen Stacy again. They don't want us to do that because they're not going to be doing the same exact thing at all. They're going to be doing Spider-Gwen. That's my theory. All right. 2, and they might use Spider-Gwen as maybe she's like a stand-in for. That'd be kind of weird if they use her instead of Silk. I don't know. Well, I won't go that far with my theory. Another theory. This is a symbiote movie. No, that's not Jean Grey. It's not Jean Grey at all. It's not Jean Grey. It definitely isn't Jean Grey. It's not Jean Grey. Okay. This is a symbiote movie. Just saying. It's a symbiote movie. Call me wrong. Say what? What are you talking about? No, it's not. It is. That's what's going on with him in the movie. I saw a theory. I don't know if I subscribe to this much of it, but he gets a symbiote costume. Mm-hmm. He might die in the beginning of the movie, toward the beginning. They might die. And then this is what somebody said that they think is going to happen, that Peter's going to die and the symbiote brings him back to life. And then in doing so, it causes him to mutate. No. Why wouldn't they do that? Yeah, I mean, wanting Sony to do anything based on like anything other than making money is we should feel fortunate, and I do. I feel fortunate that this movie looks as good as it does. At any moment, I've expected Sony to go, all right, Marvel, Kevin Feige, get the fuck out of here. We're going to do this ourselves again, and then just Amazing Spider-Man 2 all over the place. But yeah, Scorpion looked cool. I mean, I wish he was wearing his helmet, but whatever. Scorpion was. Did you not see Boomerang and Tarantula were in the trailer as well? You see that? It's easy to miss, but they're in there. I mean, the fact that we're getting Boomerang is crazy. Like, I think it's going to be kind of like a montage of Spider-Man over the last however many years or whatever doing Spider-Man stuff, and we'll see several of those kind of C-level villains going on. It is all speculation, but I will say that some speculation is more informed and potentially valid than other. That is a true thing. So it's been 4 years in the universe. That's wow. It's quite some time. I mean, when you compare Tom Holland's, he doesn't look like, just looking at him, it's like he looks the same. When you compare him to what he looked like in No Way Home, Homecoming, and then Civil War and stuff, he's visibly aged a bit, and that's a good thing. Okay, so just kind of scanning through here, looking at all the cinematic just shots that are going on here. There's that one, of course. So life is going badly for him. He's not in a good place, clearly. I mean, things going great for Spider-Man. He's getting the key to the city. People love Spider-Man, but yeah. Excellent moment. Here's more theories. Daredevil's in it. 100%. I mean, I don't want it, but I mean, I want a good and respect to the source material kind of film, and that is that Peter Parker suffers. He has periods of things going well, usually much shorter than the things, the periods of going badly. But yeah, that's kind of this. It's his original sin of being responsible in a way for the death of Uncle Ben, or in this case, I guess, Aunt May. That responsibility, that accountability weighs on him so much that he cannot have good things in his life. Essentially, it is a trauma. I've got a video about this, guys. You should watch it. It's great. It weighs on him so much that he literally cannot have like much positivity in his life or anything that is, because every time he does, he pays a pretty big price, as was evidenced with Gwen Stacy whenever she died. And basically that was the big one, the big moment early in his career in life that he realized, okay, like I can't just be with whoever I want to be. I can't just, that's not something Spider-Man can do. And because he feels he must be Spider-Man, that, is always going to outwin what I think is going to happen in this movie. You are right there. That is correct. Yeah, I 100% think he's in there. I don't even think it's just a cameo. I think he's going to be in the movie. Okay, but why is the Punisher in this movie? Here's why. He's going to be the contrast to Parker, to Peter, and this Punisher is actually going to play a bit of a mentor and a positive example, not a positive role model, but a positive figure in his life, because Frank is going to be like, dude, you can't, because think about it. He's right now, Peter is only Spider-Man. That's all he is. He's not, nobody knows who he is. He doesn't have any family. He's just Spider-Man. He's not Peter. And only in the technical sense is he Peter. So he's just doing Spider-Man shit, and he's just putting everything he has into that, and that's all he's doing. Been doing for 4 years, apparently, right? He's lost sight of who Peter Parker is, right? And he doesn't spend any time as Peter Parker other than probably, I guess, washing his fucking costume or whatever. Frank is going to be the extreme example of what happens whenever you do that for too long. Frank is the guy that he's not really Frank Castle. That's not who he is. He's the Punisher, right? Like, I've also got a video of Punisher. So, I'm pretty familiar with these characters. That's who he is now. The Punisher is the guy that wore the mask, so to speak, for too long, that dedicated his entire being to being this thing. And he knows that he's not a full person because of that. He knows that he's not happy because of that. He knows that, where he's at is not somewhere he thinks that Spider-Man should be. And he's gonna try and prevent him from going that far. I think it's gonna be kind of surprising, the relationship, because normally the relationship is Spider-Man is trying to prevent Frank from going too far. And I'm sure that's going to happen for sure. But in a different way, Frank's going to be, like, dude, you got to fucking slow down and have a life. You know what I mean? Like, you're young, you got things ahead of you. You can't just throw yourself 100% into this shit. Yeah, I mean, in my Punisher videos that I made years ago, 5 or 6 years ago now, shit. I said that Punisher is not always a fun character to read. There's a couple of writers that can do justice to him, and also keep in mind that there's a specific cautionary tale that you're supposed to tell with the Punisher. If you're not, then you're just endorsing his bullshit, and that's not good. But the best, in my opinion, the most entertaining and the most worthwhile use of the Punisher is whenever he's pitted with Spider-Man or Daredevil or against him or whatever. Because they are, there's a lot of overlap, and then there's a lot of very, very contrasted things going on with these characters. Where they overlap, I think, they probably, that's what, I'm trying to think what I want to say here. Spider-Man, no, hold on, sorry. And this is something I didn't think about until recently. The Punisher needs Spider-Man to be Spider-Man. Punisher needs guys like Spider-Man to not go too far. He needs, Daredevil to be who he is. Like, in season 2 of Daredevil, he kind of like helped him realize he was going too far, kind of thing. Because the Punisher knows that you can't just have everybody being who the Punisher is. The Punisher is an extreme. He is a far end of the spectrum that is just a vigilante, and he doesn't inspire anybody. The Punisher doesn't inspire anybody. Well, as we know, he actually does, but not anybody that should be inspired, or you would want inspired. The people, idiots, the cops. You know what I'm saying? Take the wrong lesson. So, Punisher is not an inspirational character for anything good. He's not good for society. I mean, except in the most literal sense that, like, oh, he killed a bunch of mob bosses or something like that. course, what does that do? As I talked about in my Punisher video, that just creates blowback and consequences that can become far worse than what was originally the situation. So, you know, that's why the Punisher is people that want to be like, oh, Batman, Spider-Man should kill their enemies. It'd be better. Like, you're an idiot. An idiot. How is he different? Well, because that's interesting because it's Spider-Man and Daredevil both pathologize their guilt, and that you know has a lot to do with them doing what they do. Except it's different. I have to think about it a little bit, but like Matt's guilt is religious trauma. You know, partially he's got a lot of Catholic guilt, but Spider-Man's is more specific to you know, obviously the inspiring incident that made him who he is. But like they're very similar, obviously. They not just in their, you know, how they think about what they do and what they do, but I mean, I will say that I think Matt is far more likely to kill somebody than Peter is, just in terms of like going too far in the moment, the heated moment. Like I think Matt Murdock is just like constantly almost there. Anyway, whereas Peter, you know, he's gotten there before, but I don't think it's as likely. And I want to say this: I've talked about this maybe one other time, and I've pointed this out, and somebody was really like, "Holy shit, I never thought about that." So I want to mention it. Something about Spider-Man. Dude can lift a car. Dude can lift a bus. He is very, very strong. Very, very, very strong. So you got to think, every single time he punches just some dude, he is pulling his punches constantly, all the time. It's just something really impressive to me once you really think about that. Like that's, you know, if he just even let it slip a little bit, he could just liquefy a head. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, obviously he was going a little nuts there, but yeah, it's okay. So that's what I think is going to happen there. I think that Frank is going to be playing. He's going to end up surprising us with the positive lesson that he and effect he has on Peter. So is that Paul? That's what somebody asked me. I was like, oh man, I hope it's not fucking Paul. Jesus Christ, Paul. So yeah, here we have the big controversial moment. Not really that controversial, I suppose. I think it's kind of controversial that he's got kind of large nipples, you know? Notice that? Kind of large. What is Banner looking at over here? He's lattice, quantum, something other. Okay. Thermodynamics. Cool. So you got to think Peter's senses are already heightened. He's spider sense is already can be a little bit much sometimes if he doesn't have it in check. So in Far From Home, he dealt with the issue of his spidey sense being something he didn't really control yet, and then he learned to control it. So why is this having this effect now? Why is he back to this, where a droplet of water is making him go nuts? You know what I mean? It's just asking. I know nobody knows the answer. I'm just curious. So he's, making webs all over the place, and he's surprised about it. And he seems a little bit, He doesn't know what the fuck's going on. And he's so strong that he accidentally propels himself into a water tower. He's stronger now, somehow. So this was an easy one to miss in the first, if you've only seen the trailer once, but like, this is obviously Sadie Sink's character, I think, but what's the situation here? What is this? Why are they talking about spiders having 3 lifestyles? Who is that? Life cycles. That's what makes me think of Spider-Gwen. If somebody's talking about spiders, for some reason, it's not just Spider-Man. It's more than that. Something else going on. Pretty sure that's Sadie Sink right there. Don't know what's going on there. I don't know who that is. I don't know. I mean, we didn't see Tombstone, but Tombstone doesn't have those powers. Unless they just made him have some kind of new weird powers. Who knows? The concept art doesn't leak like that. You got to think about this. If concept art leaks, it's because Marvel put it out there. And then you got to ask yourself, why does Marvel want me to see this? Do they want to get me hyped for this, or do they want to cover up what they're actually doing? That's how you got to think about this shit. Oh my God, get over Jean, dude. It's not fucking Jean, man. It's not. It's just not. It's just not. It has worn clothes like that. You mean like a green coverall kind of looking? Like, what are you talking about? Get over it. It's not Jean. It's not Jean. All right. Oh yeah, I've got Scorpion here. Tails looking pretty cool. Doing Scorpion shit. That works. And then here we see, in a moment, you'll see a Boomerang. See, there's the clip that kind of supports what I was saying about Frank. You're losing it. All right. This is the moment that she rejects him. I'm gonna call it now. This is when she's either just found out or he tells her what happened, and she's fucking not gonna like it. Okay, and she's gonna tell him to fuck off, basically. Yep, 100%. And that's not Rogue just because it's a girl with hair like that. Come on now. Now, once again, if Eric July is watching this and you haven't seen the previous stream that we did on the showcast, I'm going to let you know this is from what's called Amazing Fantasy 15. Okay. It's the first appearance of Spider-Man. So there's got Boomerang right there. Throwing a boomerang at him. Honestly, looks like iconic fucking shot. They got all the positions, all the poses that I did feel like was lacking a little bit in some of the previous movies with Tom Holland. That a few of the poses, the iconic, the Todd McFarlaneisms, like that's a McFarlane pose if there ever was one. Yeah, it's another cover. It might even be a specific Vultures in another universe will be a secret weapon in Secret Wars. Oh God. And then here you got Tarantula with his foot knife there. He's doing his little foot knife at him. Maybe that's actually X-23 because it's a foot knife, right? No? Okay. Just kidding. Now this, you got hand ninjas. Come on, man. You don't do hand ninjas without having... Daredevil's in this movie. Okay? And then this, symbiote. This is symbiote shit, man. Symbiote, 100%. Why is he in a prison, by the way? Spider-Man is in a prison. And he looks pretty beat up. One of the only times I know of one of the most iconic times that, or at least the iconic time that I know of Spider-Man going to prison. That sets up some more exciting possibilities. One of the hand blocking the air, really? I don't see that. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of negative space over here. That very obviously, nearly certainly, there's somebody else here. At least one other person. And who do you think it would be? Come on, it's not. The Punisher isn't jumping like that. Guy with a sword near the bottom is blocking. How do you know that? There's no indication of that. I mean, it could be that, but I don't see anything. There's nothing as obvious as the lizard from the No Way Home trailer, his head going like that, based on nothing. There's nothing like that in this. I've looked at it, believe me. This is yeah, pretty iconic shit though. Iconic. All right, let's talk about Afro-Man. You guys remember Because I Got High? Because I Got High. Because I Got High. Yeah, it's Jean Grey and Dr. Doom. I want to say this. You know what? Actually, real quick. If you're like a big fan of the MCU, like, and you hang around here and we've talked about a lot and stuff, that's great. I don't know if everybody is aware of what the general view, or like, I was very surprised looking at the comments under a video and then looking at comments in under trailer and stuff. I realized that there's like a specific handful of things that people that aren't us, I guess, really focus on a lot, and they like it's just like it's hard to even understand. I mean, yeah, there's just so basically under the this video that I saw is from I remember the channel was a large channel, and one that has, you know, like a couple of million subscribers, I think, and so you get a better slice of what a larger example of the public is thinking about stuff, I feel like. And there's and this is a global audience too with this channel. You can see that some of these people, English is not the first language, but just over and over again, people are like, I think the post-credit scene is going to be this. I think the post-credit scene is going to be this. I think Dr. Doom is going to be doing this in the post-credit scene. Here's what and it's like really specifically just like fixated on post-credit scenes and Dr. Doom. It's like, why don't you just watch the movie? You can speculate on what's in the movie, like the actual movie, but it's like the post-credit scene has kind of become like just fantasy casting for people. You know what I mean? It's just become a kind of this is my fantasy of how I want things to play out. I want Dr. Doom to show up and say, I'm Dr. Doom, or something like that. And it's like, what are you doing? I think that Nick Fury scene broke some people's brains back in the day. Yeah. By the way, this is the most successful trailer ever. Did you guys see that? It got like something like 768 million views or something in the first day. It's crazy. Now, I have another theory. I have another prediction, rather. This is going to be another $1 billion Spider-Man film. It is. So I saw somebody kind of the other day saying they loved the trailer, but they were complaining about how it was rolled out. If you're not aware what they did, they basically gave 1 second of the trailer to some different influencers online or whatever, and the way that they had them release it was so that it was basically going with the sunrise across the globe, so that the whole world had a brand new day. Get it? And I saw somebody saying that's really kind of silly. Why did they do it that way? And it's like, because they have to, because they want another $1 billion Spider-Man movie. That's the reason that they do stuff like that. If they just dropped a trailer, it's not gonna get all. I mean, yeah, a lot of people would watch it, it'd be talked about, But like, you want to make sure, because they've told Sony and Disney, whoever's making all the money on this thing, they've told investors this is going to be another $1 billion movie. They've sold them on that, and so they've got to back it up. And they've got to show them that this is going to be another $1 billion fucking Spider-Man movie. And so that's why they get, because now you get, think about what happens whenever you roll it out that way. You get articles written about it that would not be written about, in the same way. It wouldn't get the same hype as if just a trailer was dropped, right? So they're hyping it up as like, oh, this crazy campaign or whatever across the world. Then you're also literally getting global coverage as the fucking day breaks, as the news cycle winds up in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So it's actually a pretty brilliant way to get everybody any potential. So that nobody's gonna not know that this movie is coming out. That's the thing. Everybody's gonna know. And they did a pretty solid job on that, I think. I mean, I don't think Doomsday is going to need any boosting. I think that'll probably be pretty good too, do pretty well, especially once we start seeing actual trailers from it. It's really easy for people to be cynical and talk shit until the trailers start dropping. Okay. I think it's going to be good. It's going to look good anyway. Yeah, that was really, really bad, man. What did they do that for? Sure. But I mean, Spider-Man doesn't make $1 billion by marketing it the same old way. That's the thing. If they, no, yes, they're big IPs and there's a guaranteed, gonna hit some amount, right? But I mean, Amazing Spider-Man 2, did that one do well? I don't know. The first Amazing Spider-Man, it's not been taken for granted these movies are going to just hit $1 billion. The Avengers, I'm less confident about than this until the trailer drops. I think once the trailer drops, I think anybody that's like concerned about it, and I'm not concerned. I honestly don't give a fuck. If the movies make $5, I don't give a shit. If it's good, that's what I care about. At this point, it's really difficult to be too invested in the well-being of Disney and Marvel. Anyways, let's talk about Afro-Man. He had a song on the Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back soundtrack back in like 2001 or whatever, called Because I Got High, where he's like, I was gonna go to work, but then I got high. I was gonna blah 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 blah, but then I got high. Okay. And that was a big hit, although it's it's a novelty song is what I call it. It's a little bit of a novelty. It's not really a lot of musical value to it, in my opinion. It's more of just like, it's a fun thing. But don't get high, that's bad for you. Okay. So about, I guess 3 years ago now, and that song was a big enough hit, and he had a couple of smaller ones after that, but it was big enough. He had a successful enough career just with that bit that he was reasonably well set up and made money, and now he could just go about getting high and making music as he wanted to, right? So I guess like 3 years ago or so, his house got raided by the cops. They thought there was some kind of like dungeon or drug kingpin. I don't know what they thought, but it's kind of fucking wacky. They thought there was a bunch of shit in there that didn't end up being in there. Okay. And so they raided his house, and this is something the cops do with impunity generally. If they raid your house, they can break your doors. If they have a warrant, they can bust the door off your hinges. They don't have to pay for it or anything. Take care of it. They can, they often will steal from you. You know what I mean? They can just do whatever. Excuse me. Sorry. So the thing is, though, and that's what they did. They stole from him. They busted his door off the hinges. They fucked up several things in his house, and they didn't find what they were looking for. And then they just left. Pretty messed up. But that's cop shit for you. What he did next was he made a music video. And the music video for the video, portion of the video, he used footage from his home cameras that showed these cops doing the stuff. Showed them, raiding his house and looking around and shit. And that went really viral, and it got a lot of attention on these cops for being pieces of shit. and then this is where it gets wacky. They sued him. These cops sued him for, I guess I don't know, defamation. I'm not sure what it was. I can look it up. But here's the video while I look up some information.
Will you help me repair my gate? Will you help me repair my door? Did you find what you was looking for? Will you help me repair my gate and door? Would you like a slice of lemon pound cake? You can take as much as you wanna take.
You're not hearing the lyrics? He's saying, can you help me repair my door? Can you help me repair my gate? It's not a love song at all. He's literally responding to the fact that they fucking busted his gate and busted his door in. Okay. It's not a love song. Okay, so Grammy-nominated rapper Afro-Man won a defamation lawsuit filed by 7 Ohio sheriff's deputies who sued him over music videos in which he used home security footage to mock their raid of his home. The case tested the limits of parody and the license artists can take in social commentary directed at public figures. The deputies collectively sought nearly $4 million in damage. They wanted $4 million. No reasonable person would expect a police officer not to be criticized. That's what, the defense lawyer said. So the Adams County deputies said they were publicly harassed over the viral videos, which were viewed more than 3 million times on YouTube. The videos show rifle-wielding deputies busting down Afro-Man's door, searching his shoes and his suit pockets, and hungrily eyeing a cake on the kitchen table, inspiring one song's title, Lemon Pound Cake. In other music videos, Afro-Man took aim at the deputies' personal lives. This is where it gets great, okay? So once they sued him, that's when he's like, oh, okay, that's how you want to do this. You want to sue me for, causing you some distress or something? He started digging into these cops' backgrounds, individual cops that were in the video and in the raid, found their dirty laundry and made a song and a video about basically each one of them. And call them out. And it's pretty phenomenal. So there's that. That's the inciting video right there. And then there was the lemon pound cake where he makes fun of them for looking at his lemon pound cake while they're in the house. And then but then once they sued him, he was like, all right, you want to play like that? Okay. Gotta find the video, sorry. Well, I gotta find the video. So here's him testifying, though. And that's the suit he wore to court every day, by the way.
Would you give us your name, please?
My name is Joseph Edgar Foreman.
You are known under the stage name as Afro-Man, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you create music videos and do performances, is
Yes,
that
sir.
right? How many states of the United States have you performed in, do you think?
All of them.
All 50?
Yes, sir.
And how many countries have you performed in?
I don't remember, but not all of them, but I've been to a few.
How many live performances did you do last year, roughly?
I don't know. Possibly 250. I don't know, but I don't know.
Okay, here we go. Now, this is fucking great. So here's a video he did called Randy Walters is a Son of a Bitch. Randy Walters being one of the cops. Damn it.
Randy Walters is the son of a bitch. Yeah, that's why I fucked his wife and got filthy rich.
All right, sorry about that. So in the court, as part of the court record, the judge asked Randy Walters if that was true, that Afro-Man fucked his wife, and he was like, "I don't know," and that's just fucking phenomenal. Like, I mean, everything about this Afro-Man, you know, it became, like I said, he's a folk hero. This is folk hero shit.
Stop stealing my dough. Stop stealing my dough. Stop disconnecting my video. Fix my dough. Fix my dough.
So it says the captions are wrong here. It's not "it's my dope." He's saying "fix my door."
Stop stealing my dough. Stop stealing my dough. Stop disconnecting my video. Fix my dough. Fix my dough. Stop stealing my dough. Stop stealing my dough. Stop disconnecting my video. Fix my dough. Fix my dough. Stop stealing my dough. Stop stealing my dough. Stop disconnecting.
So apparently they stole money from him too, I think, which is pretty fucked up. That's also not uncommon when it comes to police raids. They just have a whole lot of latitude to do whatever the fuck they want, apparently.
Pressing charges, let me know. If there's no kidnap victims, let me go. Stop cutting off my video. Listening to that unconfidential hoe. Crooked popo. Randy Walters is the son of a bitch. Yeah, that's why I fucked his wife and got filthy rich. Randy Walters is so rotten. He's hooked on coke and Oxycontin. In Manchester long ago, he owed a drug dealer lots of dough. He tried to run like a track star. Got stuck trying to hide underneath the car. He became the chief of Manchester. Now Manchester is a disaster. He pulls you over. He steals your pills, your Oxycontin, and your dollar bills. He's a drug addict. He got fired. He went to Adams County. Somehow he got hired. Cal stealing Kimmy Rogers is a bullshitter. He needs to stop hiring criminals and knocking up his babysitter. Randy Walters is the son of a bitch. Yeah, that's why I fucked his wife and got filthy
With that,
rich.
oh yeah, this one's great too.
Back Norman Dane.
Hunchback Norman Dane?
However you say
Notre Dame, maybe? Hunchback of Notre Dame.
So who is Sean Grooms?
Sean Grooms is one of the police officers suing me. In the deposition, he said that he got a divorce because of me. My attorney reached out to his ex-wife, and come to find out, he actually got a divorce because he was having sex with like meth head, crackhead women on duty. He was giving them what I call penis plea deals.
Explain that to me.
I had recently got divorced.
Did she divorce you solely because of this?
Not solely, but
What did she say exactly that this played into the divorce?
she was tired of hearing about it.
Mm-hmm.
People asking her, is her husband a thief? And how could he do something like this?
Sean is a Sean, grooms, girls, high on shrooms, drops, his fruit of the looms, and cheap, hotel room. Then he bang, bang, ding, ding, dong, fucks him with brooms. Sean Grooms. Sean Grooms, girls high on shrooms, drops his fruit of the looms in cheap hotel rooms. Sean Grooms, girls high on shrooms, drops his fruit of the looms in cheap hotel rooms. Then he bang, ding, ding, dong, fucks him with brooms. Sean Grooms, blame me for his divorce. Not his divorce. But his ex-wife Rhonda said he was having too much intercourse. Sean Grooms, what is he doing now? Is an Adams County cop. Oh no. He has sex on duty. With every drug addict he stops. Alright, baby, spread him. Natasha Purden buck naked in the street. She was dancing alone. Not for long. Sean Grooms pulled up. Then he gave her his bone. Oh no, not the nightstick. Sean Grooms, girls high on shrooms, drops his fruit of the looms in cheap hotel rooms. Sean Grooms, girls high on shrooms, drops his fruit of the looms in cheap hotel rooms. Sean Grooms. Oh boy, man, damn, man. Adams County Sheriff named Sean Grooms. Fuck girls on duty off coke and shrooms. He blamed me for his divorce, but he got a divorce for having intercourse with crackheads with a meth head. Trying to put his ex-wife in a deathbed. Sean had a good wife that pleases until he came home with diseases. Now Sean Grooms want to sue me. Like his crackhead girl, he want to screw me. I did not mess up your life. I did not cheat on your wife, Sean Grooms. You need to stop grooming the woman you arresting. I'm assuming crooked husband, crooked cop. I caused your divorce to stop. Sean Grooms, girls high on shrooms. Drop.
So yeah, good shit. Really, just terrific stuff. And then the result, by the way, is that here we go.
In all circumstances, the jury finds in favor of the defendant. No plaintiff verdict prevailed. So the matter will be concluded with defense verdicts. Thank you, Mr. Klingler. Thank you, Mr. Osborne. Thank you to the court staff and the Sheriff's Department for security in the building. And we'll go ahead and stand.
Yeah, I mean, they are. He was not found liable at all. I saw another article that says that he forgives them, but he's still going to perform the songs, which is great. That's the right thing to do. Fuck these guys. Fuck these cops. These motherfuckers are literally the example that prove the it's not uncommon, man. There's stories about this. The only reason you're hearing about this is because he's a pretty minor celebrity, but like thankfully he was able to get enough attention on this stuff, right? But like this happens all the time. The same shit. People get raided, their house gets fucking destroyed. They don't have any accountability. They're not liable to replace anything that they fuck up, and they fuck stuff up often. I've heard stories and seen stories of known people that have had like urns with their families, loved ones' ashes in it, been just smashed and off a mantle, windows broken, couches cut up, things like that, and these are examples where there's there wasn't actually anything to be found. And yeah, it's cops are a fucking menace, man. Shout out to Afro-Man though, it's pretty great. So on that note, I was going to do like a whole exhaustive look back at the timeline of this, and then I realized that I don't want to. I don't want to be online that long or on stream that long. Right. Well, I mean, one bad apple, that's you're not supposed to have any bad apples. They're not acceptable. It's not acceptable to have bad apples. You don't, and then like they don't throw that bad apple out anyway. And you're right. There's far more than just one in any given context, but like, whenever they try and say, it's just a few bad apples, like, okay, so have those bad apples been fired? Or are you actively going through to determine who the bad apples are? Are you looking at the complaints against every apple and deciding, looking, investigating this? And no, not in most cases, no. The religious question. All right. So this question, let me put this back up on screen real quick. Beep. I want to be careful here, but do you think religion is used to justify their predatory behavior? In predators look for to be in positions of power and opportunity. And it's like whenever we think of, and this is really a fault in how we've been taught these things and how we learn them, but I think people have started to recognize the reality of it more recently, but like basically since Me Too, but like the common idea of like a rapist or something, or at least for me, when I was younger, it was like a guy that's like waiting to jump out of the bushes and grab a woman or something like that, or a date rapist and stuff like that. Those are those guys exist. Those are the opportunists. But I think more of a systemic issue, obviously, is the people in power that they didn't. Only now are people starting to critically look at that kind of thing, because. And so whether it's cops, cops rape people all the time. Cops, like this, apparently this guy that he was talking about, Sean, the first guy, forget his name, the son of a bitch, I forget his name. But like, yeah, that guy apparently was offering, as Afro-Man called it, penis plea deals. So cops will sometimes pull over, or I imagine semi-regularly, pull over some woman and decide, well, she's hot, and instead of giving her this ticket or instead of taking her to jail, I wonder if she'll, blow me, which is, a coercive, fucked up power abuse that is, tantamount to rape. You're putting a woman in this position where feels she's unable to say no, because in some cases, I imagine a lot of them, they're afraid of what would happen if they don't say yes. Is he just going to give me the ticket, or what's he going to do? You know what I mean? Like, so that happens. It's positions of power. Religion is, no, they don't use religion to justify it, because there is no justification for it. As far as I'm aware of, in Christianity, there's no justification for in the content, the content itself to do that. I guess yeah, I can't think of anything. Maybe somebody else knows something, but like, it's not the religion itself. And believe me, I'm a very critical of religion in general, organized religion. I think it's fucking, a scam. But the all it requires is a position of power, whether that's you're the deacon of your church, whether you're the executive of a movie production company like Weinstein, or a cop. That's the thing about cops. They don't even have to be very high up in their they're given police order to be in position of power. You just have to be a cop and you have power. And then of course you got real estate moguls turned presidents that are definitely rapists and child predators and stuff. So yeah. Right. Yeah. It's similar thing to the Catholic Church and how they're, oh yeah, we took that guy, that bishop, he's no longer working in that parish or whatever. And it's like, okay, which parish is he working in? Oh wait, what? No, yeah, I mean, he's in a different one now. Yeah, we just moved him. The problem was that he thought the boys in that specific church were too hot, so we moved him to another church where the boys aren't so hot. that's what they. It's fucked up. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's that's what it is. So no, religion is not a justification. It's not even remotely, it wouldn't justify it, obviously. But they don't, all they need and all they, as they often look for, is a position of power. If they are in a position that they can convince you to do something that you might not otherwise do or want to do, they see you as someone that they look up to they respect, or someone who might punish them if they don't do what you are asking. And then also a position that allows them some degree of impunity even if you're accused, because accusations happen and then people get branded as liars or things don't get investigated, whatever it is. Yeah. Now I will say this: it's not just the Catholic Church. The Baptist Church, Southern Baptist Church, has a lot of this shit too. And then in Mormonism, they're actually have a kind of built-in church layer of protection to this whole thing. I think the Catholic Church obviously does too, to a degree, but I think with Mormons, it's more like it's actually written. It's part of the rules that if somebody, makes an accusation like, oh, this preacher of this church, this Mormon church, he raped me or whatever, that accusation gets stopped by the church itself. It does not go out of the church system typically. And they do not call the police and ask them to investigate or anything. It's just, they go, okay, we'll look into it. And then they don't do anything about it. So yeah, that's about that. Enough of that business there, buddy. What do we got here? Let's see if I have anything else to impart. Yeah, not really. Things are going well in the war. We're doing really well over there. No problems. It's all good. Things are cool. No issues. Everything's great. So, yeah. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, good night. I was just making sure I didn't have anything else to talk about or whatever. I've got one video clip I'm going to play on the way out the door. And yeah, it's a couple minutes long, but it's, right. Yeah. I mean, we didn't even lose anybody, I don't think. Everything's all good. Everybody's doing great. We're happy. A good country. We're healthy. Going in a good direction. Got it. All right. Peace. Please subscribe to this channel. Maybe But definitely go over to the Modern Audience, subscribe to that. I'm going to eventually start transitioning. If I just stopped there, that'd be pretty funny. I'm going to start transitioning. I'm going to start transitioning to, you know, that being probably where, I don't know, we'll see. You know what? No promises. We haven't worked all that kinks out yet. Still a little bit kinky.